Hey everybody, it's Molly with AllEars and I'm here today with an all-new video. Now y'all asked for this, you wanted to know about Disney transportation. Where does the Skyliner go? Where does the Monorail go? How do I get from Magic Kingdom to Animal Kingdom? And that's what I'm gonna share with you in this video. But I wanted to add a little challenge aspect to it. So on the day I was shooting this video, I engaged with our Instagram followers and I asked them to send me around Walt Disney World and try and accomplish different goals. My aim is to get to all 4 parks today and do at least 2 things in each park, and then I will be off using a different mode of transportation to the next spot. Are you ready? Are you excited? It's gonna be a lot of fun, hopefully a lot of good information, and off we go. So I decided to start at Disney Springs. One, I'm gonna need a coffee. So I posted on Instagram, where should I go first? I posted that I'm not repeating transportation modes, and I'm gonna get a coffee and wait for some answers to come in. I don't know if you can hear the Rise of Skywalker soundtrack in the background, but it's making it truly epic as I walk up to get to my coffee. All right, the people have spoken and they want me to start my day at the Magic Kingdom, which, you know what, is there a better place to start the day? I don't think so. It's really the best way to kick off a magical adventure, so I'm headed to the Disney Springs bus stop. At Disney Springs, there's only one way to get to the parks, and that is by bus. So you head over to the bus loop and they've got the buses to all the resorts as well as the parks. There are boats that come to Disney Springs from certain resorts, which are Port Orleans, both Riverside and French Quarter, Old Key West, and Saratoga Springs. So here's the bus loop. I don't see a Magic Kingdom one here yet, but I do see this Contemporary and Wilderness Lodge bus. So I'm gonna hop on that, and then I have another way to actually get to the front of the Magic Kingdom. Made it to the Wilderness Lodge. So I spoke with the bus driver and he confirmed that there are no buses that go directly to the parks from Disney Springs. I thought it might just be in the morning, but he said that doesn't ever happen. So if you want to go to a park from Disney Springs, you're going to have to go to a nearby resort and then use another form of transportation to get there. In this case, I am going to get on a boat. Oh my God, we're going to sail the seas together. And by the seas, I mean Seven Seas Lagoon, of course. So if you're at Disney Springs and you want to go to Magic Kingdom and you don't want to drive, you're going to want to take a bus to the Wilderness Lodge where you can take a boat, or you could go to the Contemporary Polynesian Grand Floridian and you can take a boat or a monorail from those locations. Oh look, the boat is arriving right now. What delightful timing. Is this the most direct way to get to Magic Kingdom? No. But it is a way that doesn't cost anything, because you could take a minivan or an Uber or Lyft, and they would drop you off at the Ticket and Transportation Center, which then you'd have to take the monorail or the boat over from there, whereas this, I'm getting directly dropped off at the front. So it is a little bit better, but it's not the most quick way to get there. This may not be the most efficient way to get to Magic Kingdom, but it is quite a lovely and relaxing way to start the morning, especially with a little coffee, a little breeze. Hello.
Try it
no.
again. Get your finger to match, Molly. Hello, your ticket, your finger.
There we go. Thank you. Every time I get my nails done, the thing doesn't work. All right, I've made it inside Magic Kingdom. I had previously put the wait times up on Instagram and asked people what I should do first. And a lot of people suggested one of my low-key faves, the People Mover. That's where I'm headed. Oh, just feel it. Feel the magic. I do. Every time. The Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover is, like I said, one of my low-key favorites. It's a lot of Disney people's favorite or must-dos at the Magic Kingdom. It's just a very relaxing attraction where you sit on a people mover and it takes you all around Tomorrowland. You actually go into Space Mountain and Buzz Lightyear. You get to see a model of Epcot, the city that Walt Disney had envisioned. It usually doesn't have a long line, and even if it looks like it has a long line, it moves really quickly because it is an Omni mover. So if you are in the middle of your day at Magic Kingdom, or it's a busy day, and you just want to ride something relaxing without a long line, this is a perfect choice. So the people mover has stopped, and it told me to remain seated for my own safety. Oftentimes when an Omni Mover attraction stops, and an Omni Mover is an attraction like People Mover, Haunted Mansion, Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, Under the Sea with Little Mermaid, the Seas of Finding Nemo Friends, the ones that keep moving at all times. Oftentimes when they stop or pause, it's not because the attraction broke, which is what people tend to think. It's because they were likely loading someone who needed a little bit longer time, and so they stopped it for their ease. So don't panic, just like enjoy looking around for a while. In fact, I can see my bae, Buzz Lightyear, down there. How you doing, buddy? What a good place to stop, am I right? Look at him. See him through the trees. I love you, Buzz. Somebody suggested the next thing I should do is go get the Super Zoom Photo Pass photo, which I think is a super cool suggestion, and I'm gonna go do that right now because I don't think people realize that you can do this really, really cool photo that you're gonna want, and you're gonna want to put it on your Instagram, and it's gonna be the coolest picture on your Instagram. To do the super zoom photo, you want to head back to the hub, which is the circle in front of the castle, and you want to go, if you're looking at the castle, to the right hand side, or since I'm coming from Tomorrowland, the left hand side, kind of in front of the grass, in front of the plaza is the best way to describe it. So for the super zoom, you actually want to come right here. You'll see that tape on the ground because that'll tell you where to stand while you're waiting. And the photo is taken right here. See, these nice ladies are waiting. So for reference, castle, super zoom line. Castle, super zoom line. The Photo Pass cast member will tell you where to stand and where to look, and you're actually going to look up on top of the plaza. There's some cameras up there. They're going to tell you to strike a pose and hold it, and then check your My Disney experience a little bit. Make sure to scan your band with the cast member because you're going to get a super cool Photo Pass picture. Now that I've taken a super zoom photo, that is the second thing at Magic Kingdom. 1, 2, check and check. So I am off to the next park. I put another poll up to see where we're gonna go, and we'll find out momentarily.
You'll always sound precocious, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Little bonus entertainment as I left the Magic Kingdom. The Dapper Dans and the citizens of Main Street were singing, and what am I going to do, not stop and watch? That would be rude. Also, I love the Dapper Dans, so I'm obviously going to stop and watch them every time I can. The people of the interwebs have spoken, and they have suggested I go to Epcot via Monorail next, which is a great choice because I do want to get on the Monorail today, and the only 2 parks you can get to are Epcot and Magic Kingdom, so this is working out splendidly. It appears that the Express Monorail, which is the one that runs directly to and from the Transportation and Ticket Center, is closed, so I'm getting on the Resort Monorail, which is the one that makes pit stops at all of the monorail resorts. First the Contemporary, then the Transportation Ticket Center, then the Polynesian, then the Grand Floridian, but that just means I'm going to get off at the Transportation and Ticket Center and switch to the Epcot line. I always kind of forget how discreetly intense this hill is, and I feel for all of you pushing double strollers with a bunch of bags on it. Props to you. You're the real champions. I talked to a transportation cast member, and the Express Monorail is running to bring guests here from the Transportation Ticket Center. It's just not bringing any guests back right now. And he said normally by 12 o'clock it's available to go both ways. So that's just like a crazy thing that's happening. But my friendly reminder to you that Disney transportation, while free and great, isn't always 100% reliable. Made it to the Transportation and Ticket Center. You'll see the signs guiding you which way to go to get to Epcot. You're gonna go like down and around, and it'll bring you up to the Epcot monorail station. Headed to Epcot on the Epcot line. This is actually my favorite monorail ride because you go all the way through Epcot and you get a really cool bird's eye view of all of Future World, which is really fun because when Walt envisioned Epcot and it was going to be a city, he envisioned people traveling by people mover and monorail, so it's now like an homage to Walt's original idea. So it's about a 10-15 minute, maybe? That might be a little long. It's not that long of a ride, but it is the longest monorail ride you're going to take to get from Magic Kingdom all the way over to Epcot, and then through Epcot, and then you're at the main entrance. I made it into Epcot, and I've put a poll up on the gram to see what I should do next. Really excited. I really hope people want me to eat here because this is one of the best parks to eat at, but there's also a lot of great attractions, so we'll see what I'm going to do. A lot of folks have voted that I go ride Test Track. Test Track does have a little bit of a longer wait right now. It's like 50 minutes, but I'm hoping the single rider line will be open and then I can just zip through it. For those who don't know, the single rider is a line option different than Fast Pass, different than Standby at certain attractions like Test Track. They have it at Rock and Roller Coaster, Expedition Everest, and you go in knowing that your party's gonna be split up because you're just filling in the odd number seats from other parties that are together. You may not get the full queue experience, but you're likely gonna get on much faster than if you were to go in the Standby line. I can see that the single rider wait time is posted at 10 minutes, so that is perfect. I'm feeling the need for speed.
Here comes the final test.
Energizing for power test. Displaying power test results.
I am waiting to find out what I'm doing next. I hope it's food. The good people of the Instagram have spoken and they have listened to my inner thoughts I sent out their way, and they're sending me to go get some food. And it was actually suggested that I get something in Mexico, which I'm really excited about because I love Mexican food, and I don't think I've ever talked about this certain place on a video before. So I'm always excited to share new things in Walt Disney World. Well, not new, but a lot of people don't know about this place or overlook this place, so I'm excited to share. No, it's not crickets or grasshoppers or any kind of insect in the La Cava del Tequila. I am gonna grab a little snacky at Choza de Margarita, which is a margarita stand, and they have some little snacky stuff too right outside the pyramid. A lot of people, when they come to Mexico, go across the street to like Cantina de San Angel, which is the full quick service, or they go inside to the Cava del Tequila. Both great options, but the Choza de Margarita does have a lot of margarita options, more than the Cantina, and they've got a couple little small munchy things like guacamole and empanadas and stuff. So this is a really good place to come for a snack and a cocktail. Here is what I got for lunch. These are barbacoa empanadas. They've got crema and queso fresco on them, and they come with a side of street corn. And then I'm trying, this is a spicy blackberry margarita, which I'm excited to try because I love spice, and I think it's gonna be a good sweet spice thing. And also, I said I wasn't gonna eat insects, but this is a black ant salt rim, so you may actually be able to see the insect legs on there. Here we go. Those are fabulous. Wow, what a hidden gem. See that barbacoa meat in there? I love the crema and the queso fresco. And it's kind of like an enchilada sauce is what the sauce is on there, fresh cilantro. These are so good. Now, this is not on the dining plan or snack credit or anything, but you get two of them, you could share them with somebody else as a good snack as you're working your way around the world. I got this delicious street corn. It came on the side of my empanadas, and I forgot to get a fork in my excitement, and I'm too lazy to go get one, so always the lady. That was so good. It's got like the spicy sauce on it, a little queso fresco. Wow. They do sell this by itself, and I highly recommend it. I recommend this and getting a fork for it. Now, the margarita. Ooh, that is perfect. It's the sweet blackberry, but then it does have some heat. A little amp saltiness. That's fabulous. My favorite one is still the jalapeno one in La Cava del Tequila. It's got those muddled jalapenos, but that is really good. Definitely has some heat, so if you don't like spicy, I would avoid this one and go with the classic. But Choza de Margarita, a little hidden gem right here in Mexico. The smart people of the interwebs have decided to send me to Hollywood Studios. I'm looking because there's steps right here. I shouldn't do this while going downstairs. Okay, the people of the internet have sent me to Hollywood Studios via Skyliner, which I'm really excited about because obviously I wanted to get the Skyliner in this video. So I'm headed slowly to International Gateway so I can enjoy this margarita as I go. I'm really excited to climb aboard the Skyliner, Disney's newest transportation system. The Skyliner connects you to 2 parks and several different resorts. Obviously, any of the resorts that are here at International Gateway, the Yacht Club, Beach Club, Boardwalk, Swan Dolphin, you can all walk to this Skyliner station. Then it does a connection at Riviera Resort, which just opened, and then Caribbean Beach Resort, that's the main hub. And then from there, you can transfer to Hollywood Studios or to Art of Animation and Pop Century. So really, really cool transportation system. One thing that's great about the Skyliner is they kind of have their own loop. If you're in a wheelchair or an ECV, you can get on while it's stationary. Everybody else is going to get on while it's moving, but they have a wheelchair line that you can get on when it's stationary, and then it just swings in with the other cars. So it doesn't delay the motion for everybody else, and it's stationary for you. So that's a really great thing Disney thought of. What's really interesting about the Skyliner is that when they first opened, I thought the solid color cars would be the most boring, but those are actually the best because they don't obstruct your view outside like the ones with the character wraps. Hopped out of my Skyliner car at Caribbean Beach, and I'm going to transfer to the Hollywood Studios line. So like I said, Caribbean Beach is the hub, and from here you've got the Epcot line, which stops at Riviera, the Hollywood Studios line, and the Art of Animation Pop Century line. I got my own car! Skyliner party with myself! When it's not super crowded, certain cast members will be kind and give each party their own car, but keep in mind, again, during those busier times, you are definitely going to be put in with other families. But if it's not very busy, just ask nicely and they'll probably give you your own car. Ooh, coming in hot. Made it into Hollywood Studios, and I'm just waiting to figure out what I'm gonna do. Unlike the other parks, there's one thing I cannot do, even if I wanted to wait in a multi-hour line, and that's Rise of the Resistance. The way they're doing it right now is with virtual queue boarding groups that you have to get here when the park opens, join a boarding group on My Disney Experience, and then they call the boarding groups throughout the day. So if you're not here within the first hour or so of the park being open, at this point you're not getting in a boarding group. So anything else is on the table, any attraction, any show, any snack, and I'm just waiting to figure out where I go. I am off to the Star Wars launch bay. Several people told me to head over there to meet one of the characters. It's actually December 20th as I'm filming this, which you may know is Star Wars Day, aka the day The Rise of Skywalker is officially released. So people are telling me to go celebrate Star Wars Day by meeting at least one character in the launch bay. And you know what? I agree with that. So I'm off to go see whoever I'm gonna see. It could be BB-8, could be Chewie, could be Darth Vader. I might meet all 3, who knows? I actually saw Rise of Skywalker last night. What did I think of it? Thank you so much for asking. My spoiler-free review is that I loved it. I'm not a diehard Star Wars fan. I've seen all the movies. I love Galaxy's Edge, and I loved it. I liked that they pulled it all together, and I think it was a really good last chapter of the film, so I want to know what you have to say. Do not spoil this in the comments, though. Spoiler-free reviews only, please. Welcome, I'm good. I'm really glad y'all sent me into the Star Wars launch bay because they added a bunch of Rise of Skywalker stuff in here that I'm very excited to check out.
Hi Molly.
Hi.
I'm Mike.
Nice to meet you.
So I have a question for you. Do you know what a tauntaun is?
It's like a space kangaroo.
Yeah, kind of like that. Do you know what the internal temperature of a tauntaun is?
No.
It's just about lukewarm.
Oh, no.
So, speaking of Luke Skywalker, do you know what Luke Skywalker and Captain Hook have in common?
No.
They both shop at this secondhand store. Yeah, I know, it's terrible, right? Yeah. So, have you seen Darth Vader yet?
Not today.
Not today? Have you seen Chewbacca?
Not today.
No. Have you seen Darth Vader's sister?
No.
Yeah, Darth Vader's sister. Yeah, she works here at Hollywood Studios over at Tower of Terror. Her name's Ella.
Oh no.
Elevator, right? Yeah. So she told me her job has its ups and downs, but it's a real scream. She'll be dropping by shortly.
Something really cool I just learned from a cast member is that if you ask Chewbacca or BB-8 questions about things that happen in Rise of Skywalker, I mean, don't ruin it for the people in line behind you, but they should be able to answer and know what you're talking about now. That's really cool. I met Chewie, and now I'm in line to, as one follower said, pay tribute to Lord Vader. It said it was 20 minutes, but it doesn't seem like it is, and it's moving pretty quick. So hoping to knock this out, counting this as one activity since it's all in the launch bay, and then I'll see what activity number 2 is. A cast member told me this beautiful mural was new and all hand painted, and it includes scenes from every Star Wars episode and some of the spin-offs. So this is pretty darn neat. Oh, there he is. My favorite character. Look at that. Wow. Okay, anyway, back to work. As you exit, you can actually see the new stuff they have from Rise of Skywalker, including, that's cool, that's Kylo Ren's lightsaber. They've got some of the artillery and a First Order TIE Fighter model from the Final Order troops. They've got some new helmets and stuff. Ooh, this model of the Millennium Falcon's cool. That's awesome. Oh, guess who's distracted again? It's me. Hello, Poe. How are ya, pal? Also, here's Dio, that cute new little droid. An X-Wing model. So there's some cool stuff in here. None of it's really spoilers, it's just props from the movie. I'm not going to explain what they're for or anything. Oh! She's distracted again. Oh! We're a good-looking couple, right? Like, imagine he had a head. The people have requested that I go ride Star Tours, which normally I wouldn't be about because it kind of makes me nauseous, but since it's Star Wars Day, they added in some Rise of Skywalker scenes, and I want to see them. So I'm into it. Sorry to the non-Star Wars people, because Hollywood Studios has just become a Star Wars-related adventure. But one thing that's cool about Star Tours is that it changes, and it's different when you go. So I like that they add new scenes. I like that they rotate the scenes. So it's fun no matter what. Got my good-looking glasses. Is today the day I'm the Rebel Spy? We'll find out. Still never been it. Just got off Star Tours. I didn't take any pictures or video because I don't want to spoil anything. It's a slight spoiler, so if you're like a diehard person who doesn't want to know anything before you see the movie, I wouldn't recommend riding this till you've seen it, but otherwise it doesn't give too much away. I really liked it. I actually kind of teared up because it really does put you in one of the most dramatic scenes of Rise of Skywalker. There's only one thing missing though. This guy. There wasn't any Poe. That makes me a little sad. Finished at Hollywood Studios. I did 2 activities and I'm ready to go to my final park, which I'm sure you know is Disney's Animal Kingdom, and I believe there's only one way to get there unless I want to pay for it, which I don't right now. So I am headed to find a bus to Disney's Animal Kingdom. Anytime you want to take a bus, make sure you look at those giant bus directories because they're going to tell you exactly where to go. So it told me Animal Kingdom's at spot 34. It also said Disney Springs is available after 4 p.m. So I think that's the official answer, is that they do not run transportation to and from the parks to Disney Springs in the morning, but they will run it in the evening, which does make sense because Disney Springs is open later than the parks. So if you finish up your day at one of the parks and you want to go have dinner or drinks or see some of the entertainment at Springs, you can take a bus. However, the best answer I can give you, because transportation does change so quickly, is to always consult with your front desk, your concierge, the My Disney Experience app, and the cast members. The bus is here right now! Hurry! Hello. Yes, sorry. Really getting lucky with the whole private transportation thing today.
Do you want to know why Kylo Ren's so angry all the time? Because he's been solo all his life.
Just disembarked in Animal Kingdom. I'm headed towards the main entrance, and I want to point out that everything I've done so far today has been completely free. Anyone can use it. The buses, the boat, the Skyliner, those are all complimentary transportation that you can use once you're in the parks. I will say the Disney buses, their main purpose is to be a perk for those guests staying on property, because they go from every resort to every park, and that is one of the perks of staying at Disney, is that you get the complimentary transportation one way or another to every single park. However, if you're not staying on property and like you want to drive to Disney World and then get to another park and not move your car, keep in mind you won't have to pay twice. You only have to pay once, just show your receipt. You won't have to pay at the second park. But if you say you're at Epcot and you don't want to drive to Hollywood Studios, you're more than welcome to take the Skyliner, more than welcome to take a bus. After looking at the Instagram results, it looks like I'm headed to Asia to ride Expedition Everest, because that's what the overwhelming majority of people have suggested I do. And several people called out knowing it's my favorite thrill ride in Disney, which I'm like surprised and delighted, because that means you guys enjoy watching, which really warms my soul. So thank you very much. But yeah, I'm headed to Expedition Everest. It's got a posted wait time of 30 minutes, but I'm hoping to use that single rider line again. Lucky for me, the single rider line is open. If you want to find the single rider line at Expedition Everest, also good to know, this is where the test car seat is, so you can sit in it to make sure you're going to be comfortable. But the single rider line, if you're looking at the attraction entrance, it's all the way to the right-hand side. And it's only this long, so it's going to be much quicker than the 30 minutes posted wait time. Expedition Everest is one that if you can get a fast pass or do it all with your family and all sit together, it's really, really fun, because there's some tricks and turns and surprises along the way that's really fun to do with the people you came with. However, if you can't get a fast pass, definitely join that single rider line. If you want to do it more than once, definitely join the single rider line. I absolutely recommend doing it at the daytime and at nighttime, because it's like a completely different experience. So use the single rider line to do one of those as well. Thank you to the interwebs for choosing Expedition Everest, because that really is one of my favorite things in all of Walt Disney World. And not that I could ever forget it, but if I did, the minute you ride it, you're like, yeah, that's a really good one. So thank you for choosing that. I have posted the last poll tonight. I got to do one more thing in Animal Kingdom and figure out a way how to get back to Springs. So just waiting to see. Is it going to be a ride? Is it going to be a show? Is it going to be a cocktail? Is it going to be something to eat? I don't know. We'll find out. The people in my phone have spoken again, and they have chosen to end it on a great note, and that's to go meet Mickey and Minnie, which is just about the sweetest thing I could do right now to end out such a fun day. So good job, Instagram followers. If you're not following us on Instagram, what are you waiting for? At AllEars.net, it's a lot of fun. We do in-park activities. You can follow along live on days like this. I post pretty pictures. It's a lot of fun. Join us on the Instagram. So the saddest thing ever has happened. I goofed and I didn't look at My Disney Experience, and Mickey and Minnie's meet and greet actually closes 30 minutes before the park does, and I got there 1 minute late and they wouldn't let me in, which is really sad. So I looked back at the Instagram poll, and a lot of people are telling me to go to Pandora as well, either to get something to eat at Pongu Pongu or Satuli Canteen, or go see how long the line really is at Flight of Passage. So I'm gonna go over to Pandora. I'm gonna scope out the line. If it's not that bad, maybe I'll ride Flight of Passage. If it is that bad, then I'll get myself a snack. Either way, Pandora at night is gorgeous and a good way to end this. Oh, my teeth! Guess that means they're clean, and my ears. Ah, this is terrifying. If you haven't been to Pandora at night, you simply must visit. I know you can't really see me, but my ears will guide you. Listen to my soothing voice. There I am. If you haven't been to Pandora at night, you must come because the bioluminescent forest comes to life and it glows all around you and it's absolutely stunning. So definitely recommend coming at night. I really need to find some lights. I went and checked at the Flight of Passage queue. It's posted at 185 minutes, and I confirmed with the cast member that it is actually that long of a line. In previous videos, like when I did the Animal Kingdom Fast Pass Challenge, which we'll link for you, I went at the end of the night and it was much, much shorter than the posted wait time, which I do think happens a lot of the time, but as I said earlier, it's 5 days till Christmas, so it's one of the craziest, busiest times of the year at Walt Disney World, so it's not actually shocking that Flight of Passage still has a 3-hour wait 20 minutes before they close. That said, I'm not going to wait in a 3-hour line, so I'm going to do the other thing a lot of you suggested in Pandora, and that's get something to eat, because there are some of my favorite snacks in Animal Kingdom right here in Pandora, so we're going to get ourselves a little treat. I just picked up a Pongo Lumpia, which is a spring roll, but it's got pineapple and cream cheese in it, so it's a sweet spring roll that you can only get here. And then I was also talking to my friends here on Pandora about the specially made craft beer that you can't get anywhere else in the whole world except for here on Pandora. There's 2 of them, and look how cool the taps are. This one is the Moara High Country Ale, and it's got the mountains because it was made from a grain in the mountains here on the planet of Pandora, and the Hawk's Grog Ale is made from a plant found in the Moara Valley. Here is my delicious snack. It's that Pongo Lumpia cream cheese pineapple spring roll. And then here is my Hawk's Grog Ale, which is green. That's crazy because, and it's not like green food coloring. I was informed that along with that Pandora specific plant, it's brewed with blueberries, so it naturally turns green, which is really cool. I love the Pongo Lumpia. Definitely unique. I'm not even a huge pineapple person, but I like the sweetness of the pineapple and then the cream cheese, and then it's got a little crunch to it. They've even put a little sugar dusting on that spring roll, so I think it's a really fun, unique snack. It's kind of a black licorice thing. Some people really hate it, but it's something fun to try, something unique to Pandora. And now for this cool green beer. Delicious. I really like that. They said it's an IPA, but it's got kind of a wheat finish to it, so it's not super hoppy like a lot of IPAs. You can definitely taste the fruit. So I think it's really cool that they brew specific beers just for places in Walt Disney World. You can get these here in Pandora. There's also the Kungaloosh ale that you can get at a couple bars here in Animal Kingdom. They brew specific beers for Galaxy's Edge and Hollywood Studios. I just think that's super, super cool, and whenever I see that, I like to try it out. If you're a beer drinker, I suggest you do it as well, because, you know, when in the Moara Valley, am I right? Wasn't my original plan or your original plan, but I do think having a snack in Pandora was a great way to end this. You got to see a gorgeous late at night, and I love when I get to eat exclusive fun snacks like that. So day's not over yet, though. I got to get back to Disney Springs where this whole thing started, but I'm lifting the budget rule, and there's a really fun, uniquely Disney way for me to get back there. Here's the thing about minivans. They're super, super cute. You're going to see in a second, and they're really, really convenient. But they are expensive. They start at $25, and then they can go up from there depending if there's surge pricing and things, just like a normal Uber or Lyft. They're powered by Lyft. But let's get to the pros over the cost. The cost is definitely the con, but the pros are that they can come much closer to get you than when you're in a regular Uber or Lyft. For example, Magic Kingdom, if you're in a minivan, they can come up to the bus loop right outside the park, and Uber and Lyft have to go to the Transportation Ticket Center. So like at the end of the night, it's the end of a Christmas party, you've been there all day, the last thing you want to do is wait in a long line to get on the monorail back to the Transportation Ticket Center to then get your car. A minivan is good for that. It is dark out here. I'm so sorry. I'm going to go over here and find some light as I keep talking about minivans. Another great thing about minivans is that they all can seat 6 people comfortably, whereas an Uber or a Lyft, if you get your classic Uber or Lyft, they're only going to seat 4 and you have to get an XL, which is a premium charge, so cost-wise it may not be that different. In fact, I just checked the same thing on Uber and Lyft as a minivan. Lyft, a regular Lyft, was pretty cheap, a lot cheaper. It was like $10 cheaper, but Uber was the exact same price as the minivan. So there's that. So you're going to be able to seat 6, which is great, and there are going to be 2 car seats, and the cast member's going to know how to put those car seats in. There's no way to tell on an Uber or Lyft or if they're going to have car seats. So a lot of people at Disney World obviously bring kids with them. You want to make sure they have a car seat, and a minivan is going to provide that. Not only that, you're going to have a fabulous, outstanding cast member. These are like the best of the best cast members when it comes to service. They literally turn the music to where you are in Walt Disney World. They're going to be able to answer any questions for you. They're going to provide that top-notch Disney service for you, chargers, things of that nature. So yes, minivans are expensive, and I don't recommend using them every single where you go. Unless you can, then good for you. And can I come on vacation with you? But in a situation like this where you're trying to get from one place to another, maybe you have a dining reservation early in the morning at a resort and you don't want to have to worry about going to Disney Springs to get a bus and all these things, a minivan just might be the ticket. The music has literally switched to the Disney Springs holiday soundtrack, which is awesome. Like I was saying, there's better spots to get dropped off at when you're in a minivan. That was certainly true here at Disney Springs. If you're taking an Uber or Lyft at Disney Springs, the pickup and drop off is pretty far away. It's either on the west side all the way down by Cirque du Soleil, or it's in the marketplace kind of near where the tree trail is and Once Upon a Toy, all the way over there. And then the other one is in the center, but it's actually across the street, so then you have to walk through that bridge over. So if you're going anywhere kind of in the middle of Disney Springs, which is where a lot of it is, you're gonna have a hike. And when I told him in the car that I was going to the Orange Garage, which is where I was parked, he actually dropped me off at the Orange Garage Valet, and the Orange Garage is literally right there. So again, minivans, they are not inexpensive. However, on the occasional trip that you do need to get somewhere from point A to point B quickly, I do think they're a great option. They've got perk of better drop-off and pickup locations. They've got that perk of always having 6 seats, and they're going to have those 2 car seats. They're trained to insert them, so that's a big thing too. I know people a lot of times do not travel. When they travel, they don't bring their car or car seats. So I like a minivan every now and again, and sometimes it's just a cost-worth analysis, and you know what? Spending the $25 on the minivan is actually worth it. Well, that is a wrap on our day. I hope you had fun following along. I hope I answered as many questions as I could about about the transportation at Walt Disney World, and we had some fun along the way, learned some new things. So let me know what you want to see next in the comments. Let me know if you have any other transportation questions in the comments. In the meantime, friends, make sure to rate, review, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram at AllEars.net. And until next time, y'all, I'm Molly, and it's been magical. Want to see more of my videos? Click over here. Want to subscribe? You can do that right here. And also, ring that notification bell to make sure you get instantly notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for following. See you real soon.